Hey, this is Dredd from Miss Valley Gaming, also called Miss Valley Arts and Entertainment, and this is Sports Talk with Dredd. And today we've titled this, What the Heck is Marc Bergevin Thinking Now? Oh my goodness. When I saw that the Carolina Hurricanes, we're over here. We are on Cap Central here at hockeybuzz.com. I will link this, hockeybuzz.com, in the description below if you want to check it out yourself. Let's go over to Carolina here for a minute. When the Carolina Hurricanes, whose image is not shown for some reason, a couple of years ago, this great player here, or who is now a great player, Sebastian Aho, received an offer sheet from the Montreal Canadiens a few years back. And it was for significantly more than the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes wanted to pay at that time. But he knew he had a good player, and he was forced. And he thought about it right up to the last second, pretty much, and he paid the amount, and that's why Sebastian Aho is making almost $8.5 million a year, still to this day. And then comes what happened just a day or so ago. Yes, and by the way, that was Marc Bergevin of the Montreal Canadiens, the general manager, who made that offer sheet to Sebastian Aho. And he put out a statement, oh, Sebastian wants to play with us. He really likes what we have in the team. He said all these things, right, in his little press blurb, right? But we still have to wait and see how it plays out. We don't know if he's going to be a member of our team. We'll see. Then we've got down here Jesper Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Best I could do. Sorry, people from Finland. I don't speak your native language. I'm doing the best I can. Jesperi Kotkaniemi. That's as close as I can get. I apologize. This gentleman didn't have a heck of a lot of points. What were just over 20 points this last season? You know, he's a young guy. He's like 19 right now or something. I don't think he's 20 yet. He's a young guy and he's learning his way in the league. And Montreal was probably thinking they were going to get to sign him as an RFA here, right? Or, I don't know. I'm not in their heads, but they were probably thinking, you know, 2 million, maybe less, maybe 2.5 at the most, somewhere between 1.5 and 2.5 million for a couple of years. That's probably what they thought. As of right now, it says their cap space is over, but we know they're going to put possibly Carey Price at the beginning of the season, could be on IR, and we know Shea Weber is definitely on IR, and I'm not sure if this counts here yet. That's all added up. So what is the GM of the Montreal Canadiens, Marc Bergevin, thinking right now when Carolina offer sheets Jesperi Kotkaniemi? Oh God, I'm stumbling over that. I got dry mouth too, which doesn't help. And they offer him a 1-year contract at like $6.1 million and change, with a $20 signing bonus. If we were to go back to Carolina, although you won't see the jersey numbers here, Sebastian Aho's number, it's number 20. The general manager of the Carolina Hurricanes, his press blurb about the offer sheet was pretty much word for word what Marc Bergevin put out 3 years ago. This is a shot across the bow, for sure. This is, we remember you effed us over, and now we're doing the same to you. Now, by making this a 1-year contract at an astronomical amount more than he should get, they're A, going to try to screw over the Montreal Canadiens, and B, if Montreal lets them have that player, they're going to slot him into their lineup, they're going to play him for the year, they're going to see how he does, and unless he blows the doors off, they're going to let him walk into free agency. their rights to him will go away. And if I'm correct, is he going to be a UFA? Is he going to be an RFA again? I don't know. Maybe they let him go. Maybe they make another offer to him around $2 or $3 million a year after that. I don't know. But the question is, I don't even. What is Montreal going to do? Montreal does not have room to sign Jesperi for $6+ million. If they let him go, they get a first-round draft pick and a third-round draft pick from Carolina. Carolina's a good team. Those are not going to be high draft picks, but it's something. Could they turn around and decide to try to deal with Carolina and say, hey, we would like to trade him to you? I don't know. Somehow I doubt it. I don't think these teams like each other. Marc Bergevin's in a tough spot right now. His centers, without Jesperi, are Jake Evans, who is a third or probably fourth line center. Nick Suzuki, who may be a first line center. Matthew Perreault was not young. Was he 35, 36? I don't even know. He's up there. And he's injury prone. Could be a number 2 center. Really, he's the number 3. Cedric Passett could be a number 3 center. I mean, Lehkonen and Armia can both play center. So could Josh Anderson. So could Jonathan Drouin, technically. But it doesn't mean you want to play any of those guys there. You can go down here to their minor leaguers and stuff and start looking at centers, and you're like, guys that could actually play and help? I don't see a lot. So, yeah. They were probably, without doing any other moves, going to plan on signing Jesperi and making him their second-line center. So what does Marc Bergevin do? I don't have the answer for what Marc Bergevin. I don't ever have the answer for what Marc Bergevin's going to do. He's an interesting fellow. I think he's smart. I think he thinks a little differently than some people do. Right? I don't think he. I think he breaks outside the box sometimes, and I think that can be both good and bad. It's depends on the situation and how the chips fall. I would be tempted in his shoes to let them have him for $6.1 million at 1 year. Take the 2 draft picks. Now there's talk they could turn around and flip those picks and maybe something else, maybe a player off the roster. I don't know. I'm going to throw in, I have no idea how many forwards they have here. They got like 14 or something, so I don't know. I have no idea. Throw in somebody off this team or somewhere and maybe go to Arizona here and pick up a guy like Christian Dvorak, who, although he's a left winger listed here, can play center. At a reasonable salary for, 4 more years. He usually averages about a point every 2 games. It's not the best second-line center, but that is something you could do. Or you could go the free agent list. And we'll go all right here, unrestricted. Yeah, we'll go with centers, and we'll see what's still available. Oh, looks like nothing is available. That's not good. Oh, forwards. Oh, it's okay. It's not doing this. This is not working. Well, that's telling me this year, but what about this year? Okay, so the site's a little hooped right now. It's not showing that there's anybody who's unrestricted free agent. Okay, that's weird. So, I was going to say I would see who's left, and I don't think there's probably going to be anybody who's going to be a good second-line center. So, what could you do? I don't know. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys here who are all top 2-line wingers. Plus Cole Caulfield, that makes 8. So maybe you take a Josh Anderson or someone like that and you play him at center. Or you try Jonathan Drouin at center again. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe that works. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you take the risk. He's already taken a big risk with his defense because although the defense is okay, if you're playing without Shea Weber, that defense doesn't look nearly as good anymore. And if Carey Price shows his age or his injuries, this team is not very good either. But there's a lot of fill-in guys who aren't old yet, but can produce. And they got a lot of young guys starting to bubble up. So if I'm Marc Bergevin, I let Jesperi walk at that price. I smile and wave and I say, "Hey, thank you so much, Carolina, for the draft picks. I'm not going to let that worry me." And you don't show that it got to you at all, even though you're cursing them under your breath. And you move on. That's what I do. But the question is, what the heck is Marc Bergevin thinking now? He's considering all his options, and by Monday, I believe, Monday the 30th, I believe, we will know. Till then, what do you guys think? What do you think about the situation? I think it's pretty hilarious in a lot of ways. It's also showing some nastiness and some comedy at the same time, and it's very, very interesting. I don't know what this means for anything going forward. I don't know. Does this affect these two teams going forward? Does this affect the league going forward? Does this affect offer sheets one way or the other going forward? I don't know. Does this affect people who may be like wanting to make a deal with either Montreal or with Carolina, thinking, "Ooh, these guys are both crazy. Maybe I don't want to deal with them at all." Or I don't know. I have no idea, people. I don't know. This could open up more deals for a team like Montreal, having to clear space somehow. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this affects things, but I know it's a very, very interesting story, and I'm going to stay tuned to it. Let me know what you think. And this has been Sports Talk with Dredd. Don't forget to check out the rest of my YouTube channel. I got my Twitch channel for gaming as well, and I've got a Facebook page where you're going to get all kinds of updates on what's actually happening on my other channels. So stick around, pick up on that. And hey, man, I appreciate you guys. I love talking about sports. I hope you guys enjoy hearing about it. So for Miss Valley Gaming Sports Talk with Dredd, my name is Dredd. Peace out, everybody.